Hey, I'm Steven, and guess what? As you've noticed, we're sitting on my bed today and my wall is way back there. And that's because today I wanted to, talk about something a bit on the serious side. Now, don't freak out or anything. Everything's fine. It's just I wanted to tone things down a bit and have a little heart-to-heart this week, you know? Alright, so the thing is, last week I was in a pretty decent car accident, and I'm not going to go into details and tell you what happened. And I'm not telling you this so you guys will ask me a ton of questions about it, but all I'm going to say is, everybody that was involved is perfectly okay, and it's a miracle. The reason why I'm telling you this is because I feel like I came pretty close to death the other night, and it got me thinking about a couple of things. To sum it all up, I was thinking about what my last, I guess, contributions to the world were. For example, like the last person I helped out with something, or the last YouTube video I made, etc. And then I started thinking about things in a more negative light, like the last conversations I had with people, fights and arguments, things like that. In the end, it got me thinking about this really common phrase, which would be, live every day as if it were your last. This phrase really annoys me because it's so cliche and it wouldn't be possible or probable for someone to try and live every single day as if it were their last. Think about it realistically. If for some crazy reason you knew you only had 24 hours left to live, what would you do? In my opinion, I think there's only two options. I think a large majority of people would want to spend their last hours with their friends and family, just spending time together and saying goodbye. Option number two would be to go and do crazy things you've never got the chance to experience before, like skydiving or hot air ballooning or anything. The only problem is that both options consist of things that you would never do every single day of your life. So what exactly does that phrase mean? I think the person that coined this phrase was just trying to say, live every day in a good way. Do the right thing and try to make a positive impact on someone's life. Think about it. If you were to leave this planet tomorrow, wouldn't you want people to say nice things at your funeral? Everything you say and do is immediately out into the universe forever. If you tell somebody you hate them, you can't take that back. You've already said it, they've already heard it, it's over. So just watch how you talk to the people you love in your life. I mean, most of the time they're not trying to annoy you, you just gotta have a bit more patience with them. And one of these days, you might not be around anymore, or vice versa, so just treat every conversation as if it could be your last one. In terms of actions, once it's done, it's done. Constantly dwelling on something will only bring negativity into your life. You can't change the past, and although it can be extremely hard depending on the situation, all you can do is accept that whatever happened, happened, and just try to move on. If you wrong somebody else per se, you can always ask them for forgiveness, but in the end, the deed is done and the memory will always be there. The whole point I'm trying to make is tomorrow could be your last day. I didn't know I was going to be in a car crash, and it happened, and all I could think about was the awful relationships I have with certain people and some of the mean things I've said in the past. You never know when your time is going to run out, so make sure you don't owe anyone any apologies when that time comes. If you want to hear me get all deep and whatnot about another common phrase, click the annotation right there. And if you missed last week's video, do yourself a favor and click the annotation right there. I'm Steven, thank you so much for listening to the shit I have to say. Bye!